November the 9th is the National Day of Cambodia. Let's take a look at why this is such an important day in the country. The region of modern-day Cambodia first became an area of influence during the Angkorian era from the 8th century. By the 15th century, the influence of the Khmers had waned and the kingdom was subject to control by the Spanish and Portuguese. With the arrival of the French in 1863, Cambodia became a protectorate of France and a virtual colony by the 20th century. In 1941, the French installed Prince Sihanouk on the Cambodian throne. Having sensed that the French influence was affected by World War II, with the support of the Japanese, Sihanouk declared independence from France in March 1945. His gamble backfired as following the defeat of Japan, France regained control of the region, but the move sparked a desire for independence. In July 1953, France stated that it was ready to grant full independence to Cambodia, and on 9th November 1953, full independence was achieved. To mark Cambodia's National Day, here are some facts about Cambodia. Cambodia's most famous landmark is Angkor Wat. It is the world's largest religious building. Angkor Wat means Temple City or City of Temples in Khmer. The temple was built by the Khmer king Suryavarman II in the early 12th century. The temple was initially a Hindu temple. However, by the end of the 12th century it had been transformed into a Buddhist temple. The temple unusually faces the west, a direction traditionally associated with death. The norm at the time was to build temples facing the east. Angkor Wat is so iconic it even features on the Cambodian flag, making the Cambodian flag the only one in the world with a building on it. Cambodia has changed its name 5 times between 1953 and 1993. Even today, the name Kampuchea is more widely used in the east for Cambodia. Cambodia has the only river in the world that flows in 2 different directions. In 1985, Hun Sen, Cambodia's present Prime Minister, became the world's youngest head of state. He was 32 years and 162 days old. There are 1.3 million mopeds in Cambodia, for a population of just over 1.5 million people. King Norodom Sihamoni is the only ruling monarch who speaks Czech. Even though King Norodom Sihamoni's father was king, the King of Cambodia is an elected monarch, making Cambodia one of the few elected monarchies in the world. Cambodia is one of the few countries that does not have a McDonald's, and it is the only country where KFC don't make a profit. Birthdays aren't a big thing in Cambodia. Most Cambodians do not celebrate their birthdays, and many older people do not even know how old they are.